Yeah, I lost interest in the home layout many years ago, and I thought, why did I even start this? Well, back in the 40-some years ago, it was fun. We had a lot of action, operating sessions, and the key to a lot of it was the old structures that we used to have on the layout. So I stripped this whole side of the layout of everything that was there, and went and bought back a lot of the old Sutdam kits and some of the Campbell kits. So we call this Sutdam Siding here, where all the kits are, structures. Then on the far end there's a diversion there of two spurs which has some Campbell kits. So we'll start talking about each one as we go along the siding here and explain what it does. Yeah, the first East Sutdam building that we have here in the layout is out on the main line. It's called Union Ice Plant. So trains that pass through here can get their ice boxes filled up with ice. It's kind of a plain old kit, nothing real exciting about it, but it's useful for operations. And I've had this for over 40 years. It's kind of a little beat up, but still functional. Okay, the first building off the spur is the Swift meat packing plant. And it's a mat board building made by East Sutdam. And I don't care what color you paint it, still looks like cardboard. So I decided I'd stuck with my pink granite, pink lady powder, and add some details to it. That's what people got rid of them, didn't have any details. So I put a doghouse on the roof for people to get access, a couple skylights. Changed the windows to Campbell windows instead of those printed acetate windows. Put a pitch and gravel roof on top and put scuppers out of brass tubing. Then of course the overhang roof was just some fake aluminum siding, so I put Campbell's corrugated stuff on there and weathered it. The loading dock was more cardboard stuff, so I put wood game planking for that and weathered it. So now the structure looks a little bit better, and it takes loads of beef in a reefer car, and a stock car delivers the meat on the hoof. So we have two cars there we can switch, just that one industry. Of course you got to get it back to clear the switch. Now I've yet to put in the stockyards. The other end of the Swift plant has to have a stockyard built in, so we have some strip wood here to make that out, keep the cows in line, and a cattle unloading ramp. And also you'll notice that I have dwarf signals that light up with the turnouts. There's even a block signal down here. We use twin T block track detectors and operate 3-color signals off of them. And the next building is the Sutdam passenger station. They still make that. And of course I got kind of a sloppy paint job, but it'll be okay. Got to have a passenger station. And of course the main line is where the passenger trains stop. So we have walkways across the tracks. Build another passenger platform here. And also the mail is brought out here to a catching hook. So this RPO car can actually catch mail on the fly. Let's see if it's lined up right here. Move this light. The hook is up on the RPO to grab the mail sack. That's another feature we have. Then there's a cross street that goes across the tracks into town, and I actually have operating crossing flashers there. And a neat little structure is this old-fashioned crossing shanty where a guy would come out with a stop sign to stop traffic, and then it got upgraded to these crossing flashers. Now the next building, Sutdam Siding, is this Prina Chow's. It receives grain cars to be loaded with grain. And of course a lot of extensive modifications done to this building. We're moving closer. I think they still make the Prima Chows. The company's changed hands so many times. I think it's called Alpine Division Scale Models. I believe they still make that one. But it needs a lot of updating to make it look more interesting. There again, I added some scuppers to the flat roof, put a pitch and gravel roof, added some skylights, and loading docks have wood, sheeted wood, along with the customer side has wood loading docks. And then this grain bin here, it comes with some real fakey looking aluminum cardboard, so I put Campbell's corrugated aluminum on it to make it more, bring it up to date. And of course it receives that Boxcar, so that's one more switching move we can make. The next structure here on Sutdam Siding is the Sunkiss Citrus Exchange. And I gave it a stucco coat with plaster to make it look a little bit more real. Made the parapets thicker with plaster so they don't just look like cardboard. We put a couple skylights on the roof and some air conditioning vents. And then to make it look like different from everybody else's, I made this little ramada over the customer service entrance with a flat roof. And of course it receives reefer cars from the Fruit Express company. One more car to switch. Okay, here's where Sutdam Siding, which is really a spur, splits off into two other spurs. And this is where we have some of our Campbell kits that we used to have. This is the Seabold & Sons manufacturing plant. We don't know what they make there, but they require 2 boxcars a day. Stuff in, stuff out. And I didn't like that building all aluminum. It just didn't have any character, so I made a sort of a tar paper roof with strips of wood to hold on the tar paper. Added a water tank to the roof. And again, we move it out, put some ladders on the roof for extra detail. Then the next building is Quick's Coal that we used to have. I'm going to make this so it operates a little bit. We'll be able to load coal to dump trucks. Whatever ways to go yet to finish it. We don't have no particular hurry. And then I've always been fascinated with the use of mirrors. You can like make the scene look bigger, like it keeps going when you look into the mirror. And one thing about mirrors is you got to have it so you don't see yourself in the mirror. And everything needs to go straight into the mirror, otherwise it looks like there's a kink in the track or whatever. So then overall, there's stuff in the background here, dioramas I have, and they're just plopped there just to have something in place. Till next time, we'll feature something else on the layout.